Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in. We have an update. I just finished, literally, I thought this would just take me an hour or two this morning, and I finally finished this now at 8 o'clock at night. But um, the audio book of the Lives of the Prophets is complete. This is a book that nobody really talks about, and while making this audio book, I really had to read through the entire text, make sure it actually is a very long process. Making sure names come out right and spelling mistakes. Um, the enemy did try to inhibit this process, but I found a loophole, a way around it, so there's no like clicks or interruptions in the recordings anymore, like what happened in the last video. So here we go. I hope it's not too loud. It's loud, but
the lives of the prophets, the names of the prophets, and whence they were.
Okay, so the link will be in the description box below. Of course, I'm processing the video for the YouTube channel. Guys, this book needs to be studied because I never paid attention to this book. I knew about it for years. I always thought it was just maybe fables about the prophets that are in the Bible. And since I made this audio, I literally had to go through it line by line. There are prophecies in here that need to be studied. There's pretty astounding things in here. Prophecies that are not in our Bibles that must be absolutely true. So right off the bat, I'm just going to give some examples. We hear about the life of Isaiah. Now we understand the symbology of water and the Word of God in our Bibles, right? So when Elijah was killed, the living fountains of water in Jerusalem were stopped. Is that believable or not? Because Isaiah prophesied about Yeshua, who was what? John 4, the living fountains of water from whom no one can thirst from. So these things make sense. We see like in Hosea there's a prophecy that absolutely makes sense. There's actually some end time timeline prophecies that are really significant. I think it's Habakkuk. The life of Habakkuk tells the prophecy that what's in Revelation 12, I believe, let those in Judea flee to the mountains. That's the rapture. And I discern that because I think it's Habakkuk. I hope I don't get that wrong. But it's the rapture because from studying the Cave of Treasures, from studying the writings of Abraham, from studying the book of the prophet Elijah, that new text that came out, we know that the called out assembly, who we are supposed to be, has been ordained since the foundation of the world by Yah himself. That literally is the Garden of Eden, which is in heaven. And those in Judea flee to the mountains. They're going up to the Garden of Eden because the first book of Adam and Eve in the Cave of Treasures tells us that the Garden of Eden was above us and eventually went up to heaven when they were banished. And so that's what Revelation 12 means. You know, I'm gonna go through this book. I mean, there's so much to do, but really sift through it and just talk about these things. But really amazing. I really want to recommend people studying this text. There's some things that are like, whatever. Okay, there's like a major prophet. There's like 2 lines written about him. And there's other things. There's like prophecies, like in the Testament, 12 patriarchs. We should be studying this stuff. It's definitely should be for reference. So PDFs are in the PDF archive, which will be in the link below as well. I recommend reading the Greek English translation, something I just updated last night. So, okay guys, enjoy, free download. The video will be up on YouTube later tonight. Alright, thanks for tuning in.